So here we are still in 6.1 development cycle for WordPress. Today is 28th September, which means that we are in beta 2 week. We entered beta 2 yesterday. So what is happening in these beta weeks? Focus is on testing and fixing bugs. So there will be no features added at this point. What we have now is just fixing and closing open track tickets. And during this time, I have been going through all track tickets for 6.1. I was just doing closed and assigned tickets. So this custom query doesn't work for me. I'm gonna say like this. So these two statuses I like to work with. Milestone is 6.1 and I want to group by components, and also I don't need status. I don't need owner or priority or milestone, but I do want focuses and keywords. So here we go. I actually finished today going through all of them, and it was 338. And now there are 3 more, and this is something that's been happening these past 10 days, and it will happen in following days until we reach release candidate. So what is priority for documentation right now? In this 3rd week, we plan to publish all dev notes, and dev notes are started being worked on in beta 1 week. So the job of people who are documenting release is to go through all tickets, label what needs to be documented and in which way, because we have four different ways of documenting release, and collecting dev notes. So, just hunt down people who are going to write dev notes. If we don't find someone, we need to write them ourselves. And when all dev notes are published in this 3rd week, then we gather them all and we add some more content that was not big enough for dev notes. And we put everything in field guide that is going to be published together with release candidate 1 on October 11th. The other 2 types of documentation, so we have field guide and dev notes, that's mostly focused on development. The other 2 types are end user documentation and developer documentation in DevHub, which is located at developer.wordpress.org. Those changes are going to be prepared and published together with a new version of WordPress. So priority right now is to collect all dev notes. And what I was doing in past 10 days, just going through tickets and reading them and labeling them. As we have 4 different types of documentation, we also have 4 different labels. So needs user docs is for end user documentation. Needs dev note is for obviously dev note. Add to field guide is for tickets that are holding too small of a change to be in a separate dev note. Sometimes we group changes, like similar changes, into single dev note, but sometimes they're just too small, but we still want to note them. So we just put them to field guide. And there is another one that I don't see right here. It's need docs. So like this one, but without user. That is for development documentation at DevHub. So I have now here 341 ticket. I have added most of labeled ones to our GitHub project. And there are different ways to go to the project. All those projects are under WordPress organization. You can find them here. So these are the projects by all members of WordPress documentation, of WordPress organization. And here it is, WordPress 6.1 documentation. So what I have here is list of tickets, track tickets that I have added from track, also grouped by component, and that's easily managed here. I can group them differently. I can also have a board, but for this view that is holding all of them, I like to have a table. It's just easier to see everything. And here we have end user. Someone started doing that. I believe it's me. However, there is this filter only to display end user docs. Problem here is that GitHub is not really prepared for multiple selects. It doesn't have any multiple selects. So I have here field guide and end user docs. And that is not here filtered. So those tickets will not be here, but I'm not going to touch this because that's not what I created. These are my co-workers with documentation. There is also this one. I don't know who did that. This is just, this is actually no filter at all. This is this table view in board view. So what I'm going to create here is a new view that's going to be just for dev notes. And I'm going to add filter. Is docs, I believe, no. Docs type, correct. So I want to add dev notes, but I also want to add dev note and user docs. And I want to, okay, so this is based on end operator, and it's trying to find them all. So let's say docs type, exclude end user docs, exclude dev docs, exclude field guide and end user docs, and exclude field guide. So this should display only dev notes, and we don't have a dev notes plus field guide because all dev notes will end up in field guide anyway. So here I'm going to group them with components. Okay, and I'm going to save these changes. So now I can compare this to what I have in track to make sure that I added all of them. So let me split the screen. And this one is going there. So here I need to add keyword that is needs dev note. And this is now easier because I can just compare the number of issues in component. So administration, I have 3. Bootstrap, I have 2 here, but that's because this one is reopened ticket. And I'm going to leave it here, but I'm going to check if it's going to actually end up in 6.1. I believe the name was wrong, so they decided to reopen it. Cache API 3, database 2, editor 4, embeds 1. So far, so good. Again, general 6, and here we have general 5, which is okay. Now, probably one of them is reopened again. And the logic here is it's better that I have more here than here, because if I have more here in track, that means that I'm not tracking something. If I have more here, it just means that I'm too cautious. So there's 1, and login registration I have 3, but here we have 2. Media 6, I have 7 so far. I'm winning this game. Meta APIs, plugins, post types 5, 5. Query, I have 3 and there are 2. REST API 8. Script loader, site help. This is going great. 3. New teams. Upgrade install. Users 2. Okay, and these 2 are here. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna add here no docs type and no docs type. Okay, so I don't want tickets that have no docs type here. This one have probably I added there. Okay, so I want to add here what we have. Link to draft. I have an assignee and status. I also want to add focus. That's important. Perhaps a reviewer as well. Okay. And I'll add docs type just in case that we have double, but we will to make sure. Okay, so this is what we have so far for dev notes, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the rest of documentation types. I'm gonna add new view for field guide. And to filter no docs, that is just end user, no docs, that is just dev. no docs, that is just that note. No, this one. No, this one. And I believe this one as well. Let me see, field guide, field guide. I also want to remove no docs type. And again, I want to group them by component. And I want to save changes. So here I can go to change this. Add to field guide is a label for field guide. So administration, yeah, we are missing one, but it is here. So let me see. Dev node, it's list table, get column, okay. What does it say? It says dev node, but what it should be, oh, we don't have dev node and field guide, but actually we don't even need that because dev node has priority. I'm gonna add here where was that? 3 fields. Okay, I'm gonna add docs type and move it here so that I know. Okay, then application passwords, we have how to save, we have one, build test tools, bundle theme, okay. Cache API, no, but there is dev node and dev node, so that's priority. Char set, okay. Comments 5, Chrome API, editor, so far so good. Embeds, 2 of them. This one needs user docs and needs dev node. So this one is actually missing. Oh, okay, that's actually okay because this one is in dev nodes. Then we have external libraries, 10, formatting, okay. This is probably another case of dev node with, oh, it's not. Formatting. We don't have anything here for formatting. Okay, so this one is missing. And I'm gonna add it somewhere here. So we have remove accents, okay. Reverse wrapping, save CSS filter, attributes, explore, allow assigning CSS bars. Okay, so here we go. And this one. Right. So I need to go here because I have hidden those without field guide. It's formatting. Here it is. And if I say here field guide, it will show up here. Okie dokie. And now I'm just gonna add the URL here. All right. So we have that one added. Then general 6, login and registration to media. Okay. Make alt text. Okay. Make video. This one has dev note. Exif. Okay. And this one also needs dev note, so that's fine. It's on other list. Network and sites to Meta APIs needs dev note. Okay. Permalinks to plugins. Oh, okay. Post types, one, bulk edit, REST API, site health, but this also needs dev note, so that's okay. Taxonomy, pre, upgrade, installed. 2, needs user, needs dev note. Okay. And this one is in there, and widgets 1. So now we have this list as well, and I'm gonna add new view that will be dev docs. So let's filter it. No docs, type, and user, and no docs, dev note, no docs, dev note, and end user, no docs. I want this one, I want this one. I don't want that one. And no docs, no field guide. And also, I don't want docs that has no docs type. So these are the ones I have. Also, I'm going to group them by component, and I want to add docs type for now. Let's see. Okay. Dev docs, dev docs, dev docs. Okay, so that's there. And this will be, let me save it. In track, this is needs docs. And we have 2. It's add escaping for database and team. But this one also needs dev note, so it's going to be, we have media, but we don't have team. Add block team filter under add themes. I have this one, I saw it. So let me find it. That's dev docs, dev notes, and end user docs. Teams, here it is. Okay, so it needs to be dev note, dev docs, and end user docs. And now we'll have it here as well. Okay, so this media is apparently reopened, I think. And the last view I'm going to create is end user, even though it exists as a board. I'm just going to create it while I'm here to compare if we have everything. So here I don't want docs, that is no docs. Hold on, no docs. Okay, right. Then I don't want docs, that is dev docs. No docs, that is dev note. No docs, that is dev note and dev docs. We want this one, we want this one, but don't want this one. Okay, so these are all for end user components, and let me add docs type. No, here, save changes, and here is label needs user docs. We have 11 of those. So administration 1, application password 1, embeds 2, help about is 1, media 3. Okay, we have 2 here. That's fine. Menus 1, permalinks, themes, upgrade install just 1, and no component. So this is added from our GitHub repository documentation issues tracker. These are not added as from track. These are actually followed from GitHub repository for Gutenberg and then created issues in our documentation repository. So now we have all of these views. They are ready for work on it. And next steps are to find for every dev note, to find who is going to write it. And here I will be adding links to drafts. I already have some of those like here. So all of this is public, I believe. Everybody can see it. And we have a few of them. So if you're interested, you can come and take a look and follow the progress. Until next time.